Bienvenue! Welcome back to Andertons TV.
Yeah, hello.
Mr. Pete.
Mr. Lee.
And a Boss Katana Mini X. Yes, so Simon Cowell, you knew that was coming, didn't you?
You're out.
You're out. Right, 150 quid. Rechargeable, so you know you plug your recharge via USB, take it anywhere, anytime, any place.
Yeah.
And it's got 3 different preamp sounds in it, loads of effects, little 5-inch speaker in it. Does Bluetooth.
Tuner.
Pretty cool, right?
It's got all of the bits and pieces and whistles and whatnot. Sango?
Have that. Let me get my piece of paper, and we'll take you through the basic features. So it's 10 watts, so it's kind of home use, little teeny weeny busking.
Yeah.
Take it to a picnic, something like that.
Picnic. I haven't had a picnic for ages.
I love
Last time I had a picnic, I liked and subscribed.
Did you?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Wow. Did you win a clon when you ate 1,000 million sandwiches?
I didn't.
Okay. Right. 150 quid. Analog preamp with tube logic design. There's no tubes in this. It just means it's like designed to sound tubey. So yeah, over here, our first switch allows us to decide if we want a clean, a crunch, or a brown sound. And then this little button here gives you a variant of that. So 6 basic guitar sounds. We'll do that in a minute. Loads of effects, 10 different effects built in. All the usual ones you'd expect, your reverb and delay. It's usually reverbs and delays, and even weird ones like synthy sounds and stuff. So we'll get into that. Apparently takes a guitar, a bass, or an acoustic. We talked about it being rechargeable. It does Bluetooth streaming. It has a built-in tuner. A 5-inch speaker and a little bass port here, so you might notice our microphone is slightly offset. That's because the speaker's here and the bass port is here. Wooden cabinet.
Is it?
Yeah. No Bluetooth editor, no nothing. You don't need a phone, you don't need a degree, you don't need anything.
No AI.
Absolutely. Just plug it in. It's old school.
Yeah. You know it's going to last forever, this, isn't it?
Should do, because it says Boss on the front.
Exactly.
And that's it. So let's go through it. Oosh. What have you got, Mr. Pete? You've got a bit of reverb?
It's a clean sound with a bit of reverb on it. No, that's not a clean sound. Yeah.
So we got gain, we got volume, and we got a clean sound with a variation. Oh, by the way, here is if I want to do some recording or put some headphones in, we can from here, and we'll show you that
at
later.
the end.
At the end, coming up.
Coming up. You won't believe number 5.
Come on. Well, he fixed it for me to milk a cow blindfolded once. So here is a clean sound with the gain and the volume about 11 o'clock.
Milk a cow blindfolded.
Let's have a little bit more volume.
Sounds great.
It does sound
decent.
It's
not loud. It's not loud.
What we'll do right at the very end of this video is we'll just have a bit of free-flowing conversation around this versus some of the other amps that you can get in and around this price and where we think this might be.
We should do a shootout at some point.
So we will. Here's your variation.
I mean, the things
I think I like the regular
the light sound.
The middle position is crunchy mode.
That's kind of loud enough, isn't it?
I like the crunch mode on the regular Katana.
Yeah,
and then
I do too.
Here's your variant.
And the other one? I prefer the variant.
Yeah,
this
so
one.
do I.
On the back
Maximum
pickup.
brown. And the variant.
Oh, you can hear there's a little speed.
Little bit of humbucker, I think, needed at the bridge here for this tone. We're using a really expensive Paul Reed Smith guitar because we noticed that all of you guys with really expensive Paul Reed Smith guitars just buy really cheap amplifiers like this one. Who knows why? I'm only half joking too.
That's
wow.
That's
far
out. It doesn't really like that low end. There's too much gain in it.
The only one the variant of the Brown sound, not my favourite. The other 5 I like.
Yeah.
I like a lot. Okay, so you can go back to playing your Chapman DPT if you'd like to, or you stay with that.
I know what that does.
Back to a clean sound now.
Yeah.
And I can show you quickly what the EQ does. It does what it does on every amp. A bit more bass.
Bit less bass. There's not much happening there.
No, not a lot. Bit of fine-tuned tweaky. Right.
Here we go.
So this is loads of good stuff here.
This is now I'm excited.
The effects section is split into 2 knobs. One has all of your sort of modulation and slightly more unusual effects in there, and the other has all your various combinations of reverb and delay. So we'll start off, I think we'll just do the simpler one first. So here's some reverbs. Spring reverb.
Blah, 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 blah.
Delay. Is there a way to make the delay slower or faster? Is there a tap on here? I was wondering if is it this to tap?
I don't know.
Let's try it. No.
No. Is it not if you just go back a bit?
No, that just seems to control the level. That's a bit unusual if you couldn't adjust that, just like a fixed delay thing. But
there is a delay and reverb down here. Maybe that does it.
Pass. It doesn't say on our little data sheet, but I can't see a way that you could adjust.
Okay.
Anyway, and then when we get into the final one, it's a mix of reverb and delay.
Yeah, that's a bit unusual, isn't it, that there's no tempo?
Yeah, I agree. Well, anyway, we will annotate this particular screen here with either you can do it and we just haven't worked it out, or you can't adjust the tempo. Anyway, so let's just stick with a little bit of nice reverb. I liked that first one. It sounded a bit sort of like a plate.
Yeah,
sort
nice.
Now, we got about 10 different effects here that we can dial in. And again, in the absence of any sort of tempo control, I assume it's just a sort of, we're just adjusting in an amount each time. So, chorus. Okay, so that is getting faster the more I dial it in. Pete's joined his REM covers band here. Bit of phaser.
You can hear it's a small speaker in here, isn't it?
You've got to be... Yeah, although funnily enough, I wouldn't have said... There are some of these smaller ones here where they all use small speakers and you don't get that. I'm certainly feeling... Perhaps it's because of the volume, because I think... When we're miking up in the room, I think we're quite conscious that unless we use the amp with a reasonable amount of volume in it, the mics don't pick the sound up properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be probably a minor criticism of it, is like, you know, it's not handling the bass end great loud.
And nothing really happens when you turn that.
Tremolo, I love tremolo.
Yes, it loves you too. You want to marry it?
Yes. Nice.
Nice.
Now we're getting into the funky stuff here. So touch wah.
You don't play D enough.
We don't. Speak for yourself. Touch
didn't
wah,
say
if you're
play
not
with
familiar, it's one of my favourite effects, like an envelope filter. So with a normal wah pedal, you would control that kind of tonal sweep manually. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But with a touch wah, it does it based on how hard you hit the string. Yes!
It's funny.
So our next effect just says DEF, deaf, against it. I can't think what that's short for. Is it the D fretter thing?
What is that then?
I think there's an effect that you see on things like the Boss ME90 and stuff called D fretter, and it's designed to do almost like a portamento kind of thing.
Right.
When you so you go to the, like slide along, it's like a to make it sound like you've got a fretless guitar, that sort of thing. Kind of funky, a bit unusual. Then we've got the synth sound, which is cool. I wonder if there's a bit of, could we go a bit musy or something if I go, no. I'm sorry, Matt Bellamy, for even thinking for a millisecond that we might get a Muse kind of sound there. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, look, I like the synth effect, but I do like the octave effect. Okay, so that's a very quick run through of the effects that are built in here.
Yeah.
We have a tuner. What can we see here? Oh, it's pretty simple, right? Little green light in the middle and an indicator to show if you're sharp or flat. Automatic tuner, obviously, so it knows what string you are playing. We have the Bluetooth thing here, which I will connect my phone to probably right at the end, and we'll do a little jammeroo out to a backing track. Then we've got this socket here, which we can use as a headphone socket or as a recording output.
Which,
excuse me.
It mutes it.
So, yeah, everything we're hearing now, our studio monitors in the room, you're hearing literally the DI straight from this, so not the microphone anymore. The little handle, obviously.
It's neat.
Yeah.
It looks like a little mini Katana.
If you were really slim, Pete, like going back to when you were like 15 years old, you could take this handle off and use it as a belt for your sort of 14-inch waist that you used to have.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it barely goes around the thigh.
You can't go around my wrist.
But it does look nice. It says Boss on the front. Yeah. Do you know what, as well? There's an interesting fact. A lot of people think Boss, well, isn't like Hugo Boss? How do they, you know, is that the same company as what it... It's obviously not. Boss is guitars, Hugo Boss is clothes. But what it does mean is that Boss, the guitar company, aren't allowed to sell any branded merchandise because Hugo Boss own that copyright. There you go. Interesting.
So you learn something every day.
So apparently you can, if you get a Boss t-shirt, it just has to be given away free. You're not allowed to actually buy it. Hey! Who knew? Anyway.
That's so interesting.
It's so
oh my God, that's
isn't
interesting.
It? Come on, play us some guitar through the DI, Mr. Pete.
Okay.
So what we are getting
A lot
now,
of reverb.
which I think is very effective because it sounds very good, is the speaker emulation.
Yeah.
Obviously on this output. I want a little bit of the
Get
crunchy tone.
Much better.
And you know what? Of course, all of that maybe bass end issue that we were getting through here, you now don't get.
Exactly.
Because of course we've got
Little
tons
speakers.
better speakers
Yeah.
and a different kind of vibe. So.
That sounds
Yeah,
great.
that variation, which through its own internal speaker, I didn't think sounded
Yeah.
great, sounds way better.
Maybe you
like
wouldn't
this.
play it as loud either.
No,
You know, it's
probably
not an
right.
amp you play loud anyway. So sounds great.
Well,
Let's hear that synth just on this.
if you insist.
Just on this.
Clean or
Yeah, but try clean.
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, there you go. Comment below. What's that effect for?
Yeah.
Hey, I've written a really bad sounding guitar solo. So that's
it.
that. 150 quid. Look, it's super, super lightweight. Wow,
Yeah.
that's even lighter than I thought it was going to be.
And 10 hours battery time.
Nothing on the back, just sturdy. Come in.
Yeah, that's it, man. Come on, let's get on
I
with
agree.
it. Let's get on with the day.
I completely agree. Do you want, that's it. We just literally jam out with Bluetooth backing track
Yeah.
through it so you can see what it sounds like.
You go for it.
Links
You go,
are
girl.
below. We did say before we jam out at the end
Yeah.
that we would go. So, what do you think relative to other products that are on the market in this kind of price point? What's your feeling,
I have
Mr.
always
Pete?
liked the simplicity of the Katana amps. You know, it's super simple. I've got, you know, most of those other amps, the little ones, the Spark and the TXR, and how I use it is just this: you plug it in, clean sound, maybe a little bit of a dirty sound. That's it. I mean, I'll never use all the features, all this AI
So it's,
stuff.
so it's a win from you.
I think it's. They're all great, aren't they now?
I just,
You know, for 150 quid,
yeah, I think I get.
you
so
get all the effects and everything.
the first thing that I would probably, for me anyway, I would buy over any of this type of things is just a more conventional. Not, you know, if I didn't need rechargeable, if I was happy just to have mains powered,
Yeah.
and I didn't need all the
Yeah.
effects, I just wanted some reverb and some overdrive.
Yeah.
I would get like just a little 20-watt Fender Champion or even that East Coast thing at 99 quid, you know.
Yeah.
If I wanted something that was super portable and had some effects and stuff in it, I do get this. I think it sits right between. It's a little bit more expensive than the Positive Grid Go, and I get that because
that's
Go's
tiny.
like super tiny,
Yeah,
isn't it? So
yeah.
I sort of could see why someone would upgrade to that from the Go. However, on that basis, I would equally then go. I would probably upgrade again though to the full Spark, because Spark 1 or Spark Mini is about 40 or 50 pounds more than this.
Yeah.
So again, it's not, you've got so much choice in that price point. I think you're probably right. Let's give Katana its.
There's the Nuix, there's the Hotone, you know, they all got features that are good. The Hotone doesn't have batteries in it.
This selling point of this, and it sort of alludes to it in the info, is you there's no app. It's like you just plug it in and go. So I think the Spark range, the app is so amazing, but such an intrinsic part of, like, you have to use the app really to use the amp.
You don't have to use the app.
Well, you don't. You get like 75% of the features you
But
with the app, don't you?
that's what I mean. I don't use most of those things.
So I think if you're averse to
personally.
using apps, this is a great solution. If
Throw it in the
you
car.
want the flexibility and you don't mind using apps, you can get a lot more from something like a Positive Grid Spark or a Spark Mini.
you can even gig with that.
It sounds deep. What? Spark?
No, with this.
Or with that, what?
Because
With
it goes
the
output into the
There you go.
front of house.
That's it. Never mind all your neural cortex or anything. You just need one of these and a little headphone cable. There you go, sound man.
But then again, how
Going
much is the
for it.
Katana? 50.
That's another. You see, well,
That's
no,
not
I don't
200.
know. That's not
What is
no,
it?
because Mark 3 of that is 250, 300 quid. So it's quite a lump jump up. And
They
big, obviously.
used to be 199 quid, didn't
The
they?
old Mark 1s,
Yeah.
back in 1873 or whenever that was. Anyway, look, right, that's
In
it. Thank you very much for
1776.
sitting with us. Links below. You'll find loads of amplifiers like this on the
Yeah.
Andertons website.
I like it. I think
and
it's
do
good.
some research. See what you like.
Yeah.